clap. Put a finger down if you've ever been personally attacked by the side of a bookshelf. Am I allowed to put down all 5 fingers? Because I just did. What up, everybody? Welcome back to my channel. Today, I'm going to be reacting to unique, weird, straight up ugly, terrible, beautiful bookshelves that I find on Pinterest. I've done this before in the past. It was a trip. Link to that video down below in the description. So we're going to do it again. We're going on a trip, a bookshelf trip. Everybody board the bus. Let's get to tripping down bookshelf lane. I am someone who really likes the idea of unique bookshelves, says the boy who has the most basic IKEA bookshelves in all of the land. Listen, I have not so basic bookshelves in my living room. It balances each other out, you know? I admire people who can have bookshelves in their homes that aren't basic. Couldn't be me. They're a different breed. To have an ounce of their uniqueness would be a dream. But for me, when I get shelves, I look at them as both a place to store my books and a place to showcase my books. That's it. Where I feel as though some people look at bookshelves as like both of those things, a place to store their books and to showcase their books, but also a work of art, a statement piece. And sometimes those statement pieces can be whack. Call it what it is. Whack, whack, whack. Whack attack. Can I get a ha to my yee, please? Yee-haw! Let's get started. First up, we have this one. We're starting off basic because I am basic and we don't want to get too weird right off the bat. Don't want to get too excited. Don't want to do too much. Don't want to be too unique, too powerful right out the bag. I need to calm down. This is a bookshelf that I wouldn't oppose to having in my house. I wouldn't mind it living in my living room. The only rent it would have to pay is allowing my books to rest on it. The one thing about it that's kind of causing me the ick, kind of causing me the side eye, kind of causing me to bleh, is the fact that every other like cube doesn't have an edge. They have openings, which I'm guessing is just like a stylistic choice. Like, ooh, we're so different. We're not edgy. We don't have edges. There was a vision there to make some of the cubes incomplete. Maybe to signify an incomplete physical TBR that needs to be completed. Okay, attack me, why don't you? It's just not a very practical choice, so it's kind of bothering me, kind of aggravating me, but it's gonna be okay. It's gonna blow over. You can really only set the books sideways there. If you want to set them like right side up, you're gonna need book ends to keep them from yeeting themselves off the shelves. And I like to prevent the yeets personally, but to each their own. Some people like the book yeets. Not the worst, not the best. I'm giving it a 3 out of 5 stars because apparently I'm rating these books. Where did that come from? Wasn't even planning on rating these bookshelves, but apparently I am now. That was not in the plan, but it slipped out my mouth. I've noticed that since becoming a book reviewer, I just think of everything in 5-star ratings. Book reviewing has ruined me. Next. I honestly hate it, but I also respect it. Like if you've got shelves like these in your home, I just feel like you're the life of the party. You don't have a boring personality. You're the main character. This is your book and we're all just side characters living in it. I just know that for me personally, that if I were to have a bookshelf like this in my house, I'd lose it. I've already lost it, and this would make me lose it even more. They're just too wonky for my liking. Like they're straight out of a Dr. Seuss picture book, and I'm not trying to live in a Dr. Seuss picture book. Like green eggs and ham, I don't even like eggs. What makes you think having them green will make them more appealing to me? I'll pass on that, good sir. This is also like apparently a whole genre of bookshelf because as I'm like looking through Pinterest here, I just see a bunch of bookshelves that are in this same vein. I don't know if it has a name, but the best way I would put it is just calling them like eccentric bookshelves. I genuinely need to know if any of you guys have bookshelves like this in your home because it will be very telling of the kind of person you are, aka the main character. I'm gonna give them like a 3.5 out of 5 stars because I don't hate them, don't love them, but they're kind of the moment, you know? Next. I don't hate this. Again, it's not the most practical and it's definitely one of those pieces where it doubles as a bookshelf and a statement piece. It's an eye catcher, a conversation piece. Perfect for when you run out of things to talk about. So, books, bookshelf. Bookshelf art piece. God, I hate being in those situations where I don't know what to say. Good thing I'm good at talking about books. Books always got my back in awkward conversations. Next. I keep going back and forth on whether I like this or not, like a teeter-totter, and I can't figure out where I land with it. Like, it's not the worst bookshelf I've ever seen, but there's also something about it that's just so aggravating. Like, I'm kind of getting pissed off looking at it. I think it's like the use of space. Like, you can only have so many books standing next to each other before it hits a slant. Like, what's with the random slanted pieces of wood? You know what's missing with this bookshelf? Logic. Where's the logic? What's the reason behind the random slanted bits? I know the reason. It's to be unique. It's just not necessary. Not necessary, not necessary at all. I feel like there would be people that look at this and just say, it's a piece of art. And I am not one of those people. 2 out of 5 stars. Next. No, 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 no. Absolutely not. For these, I don't even like them on their own. And I don't like them when you have a bunch of them together. When they're on their own, I hate them. And when they're all together, I hate them even more. I am maxed out on hate. I am stressed, honestly. Like, this is stressful to me. And that's the last thing that I want to deal with when I'm looking at bookshelves. I don't want to look at bookshelves and be like, I'm losing it. I'm losing it. No, that's not what I want. I want calm, cool, collected, relaxation like this. This relaxes me. Seeing these book babies all together, My heart, full of love. This fills me with hatred. This one comes down, I think, to like the shape. I can't stand how they're not straight. It's like it relies on having unmatched dimensions. And when you put them all together, it's just chaos. Mom, can you pick me up? I'm scared. Not here for it, never will be here for it. Sorry, teach, I'm absent till these leave. It's a 1 star for me. Next. I would never want this for myself, but I kind of vibe with it. I really like the color of wood, and I feel like this bookshelf filled to the brim with books would be stunning, like beautiful, like can't take my eyes off of you. Like both of you did like a color scheme of sorts, like all green books, all blue books. But then I think it also look amazing with like a mixed match set of books. Do y'all see it? I see it. I think this is one where it's like unique and normal enough to where it works. It's not too much, it's just the right amount of creativity, and I like it. In fact, I'm gonna say it. If you have this bookshelf in your house, I assume you're hot. 5 out of 5 stars for me. Next. No. This bookshelf is just disrespectful. This is nothing more than a headache. They made this to make me mad. Where did this person find the nerve? They woke up, found the nerve, made this, went to bed. I'd like them to go back to sleep and lose the nerve. I'm trying to imagine myself organizing this bookshelf, and I just can't imagine it because I could never imagine this even stepping foot in this house. Making it through my doorway? Absolutely not. You're not welcome here. I already do not enjoy the process of putting together these basic bookshelves from IKEA, which are arguably very easy to put together, but this would mess me up, and I'd end up directly taking it to the dumpster. 1 out of 5 stars for me. 0.5 out of 5 stars for me. Next. At first glance, I don't vibe with this one, but I think the more that I look at it, the more that I hypnotize myself into liking it. Do I like it? I can't tell if I like it. Like, I can't tell if I like it, or if I'm still reeling from the last one that we got like a somewhat normal bookshelf, and I'm like, okay, I can get on this level. But again, with the slanted wood pieces, can we not with those? They do nothing. They don't do anything for me. They're not special. They're not unique. They're just a book blocker. They're blocking me from storing more books on the bookshelves. And we need a not. I'm starting a petition right here, right now. No more unnecessary slanted pieces that block the books. I'm gonna say a 2.5 out of 5 stars. Next. You know, it's a slave for me. I dig it. If I wasn't a book collector and didn't look at bookshelves as like what they're meant to do, I would be so into this. Like if I was just a more casual book buyer and just needed a slot to put a book every now and then, I'd go for this. I wish there was a picture of what it looked like full to the brim, but alas, this is all we got. But the more that I think about it, the more that I look at it, I'm realizing that this would be the best backdrop for like a book throne. Like put the seat of a throne in front of this and bam, you've got yourself a book throne. You are now a book god. I know this goes against like everything I love in a bookshelf, and technically there are like slanted bits, but it's like slanted bits that make sense. When the slanted wood makes sense, it's okay. I know I'm hypocritical, but it works. Tell me I'm not the only one that sees its greatness, its potential. I see it all. I will say, I feel like it'd be a pain in the booty to put together, but it's a vibe. 5 out of 5. Next. This is one of the most trippy bookshelves I've seen in a long time. I am confused by it, and it's like I want to hate it, but because I'm so impressed with its trippiness, I can't even hate it. I have no hatred in my heart for it. Would I ever want one of my own? Now that's an absolute, without a doubt, full confidence no, but I can still admire and appreciate its uniqueness. 4 out of 5 stars. Next. If you own this, you scare me. Goodbye. This somehow took everything that I hate about a lot of these like unique, creative bookshelves and morphed them all together. The lack of practical space, the different shapes and sizes, the wonkiness, add the $3,272.74 price on top of that, and I just had a stroke. If you have this in your house, immediately judging you as I walk in, immediately turning around and walking out, immediately ending the friendship. We're done, you're done, bye-bye, you're no friend of mine. 1 out of 5 stars. Next. You know? It's a vibe. It does have the slanted pieces, but from what I can see, the slanted pieces do not block the book. I feel like this is definitely not a bookshelf. Not every bookshelf's sole purpose is to hold books. And I feel like this one is more of a mix. For example, the sample image has a mixture of both plants and then a minimal amount of books on it. It's one that's unique in a way that makes sense. It looks dope, it's functional, which is a sign that yes, in fact, sometimes you can have the best of both worlds. A beautiful marriage. Would I pay nearly $3,000 for this? No. I'd buy a few IKEA shelves and use the change to go on a book buying shopping spree. Next. Now this is a disgrace. I want nothing to do with this. I'd like to be written out of this narrative, please. This bookshelf will for sure be showing up in my nightmares and taunting me. I'm sure some interior designer with a degree will look at this and call it a work of art, but I'm going to call it what it is. Trash. It's uneven and for no reason at all. Keep this bookshelf away from me or it's going down. If I were to ever see this bookshelf in real life, I'm pretty sure I'd have a mental breakdown. Like the fact that I'm nearly getting hives looking at it is very telling. I hate it. If you ever want to taunt me, just keep bringing up this bookshelf. It'll do the job. And with the price tag of $4,326, excuse me, I need a pillow. 1 out of 5 stars. I'm gonna keep this in my lap in case I need it. Next. I didn't think it could get worse, but viewer, let me tell you, it got even worse. What are we we doing? We live in the year of 2022 and we're still being this offensive? To be fair, full stop, let me bring it back a little bit. It does not say bookshelves. So maybe it's not meant for books. But if it's not meant for books, what is it meant for? Wait, I just saw the price. The price. The price. The price. $28,000. I don't mean to devalue someone's hard work. I'm sure someone had a beautiful vision for this and it probably turned out just the way they wanted it to. But it's stressing me out and we're going to stop looking at it now. 1 out of 5 stars for me. Next. The way I just ripped to shreds the last one, but I look at this one and I think it's so wholesome. Even though they're in some ways similar because of how like wonky and weirdly shaped some of the shelves are. But this one makes sense for being this quirky and weird because it's a freaking unicorn. And they make use of the space. Like even the small little hooves have books in them. I'm obsessed. Every kid deserves a unicorn bookcase like this. 5 out of 5 stars. Next. A tree. A freaking book tree. Even though this one is a bit like books are made out of paper, which is made out of trees, now resting on a fake book tree bookshelf. So a little weird. Now this one might not be the most practical as there is lots of unused space, but I still think this is dope. I want a book tree like this in my house. 4 out of 5 stars. Next. I don't hate this one, but I don't understand why you'd get a bookshelf like this instead of just doing like the floating bookshelves. Does the glass backdrop like make it more bougie, more rich, more expensive? Does it give the books magical powers? Doubtful. I would never buy this and put it in my house. I would never voluntarily take this and put it in my house. If you paid me to put it in my house, then maybe. I'm gonna give it a 2.5 out of 5 stars. Next. This is gonna sound weird and hypocritical, but I'm kind of really into this. And I think I'm surprising myself by being into it, but like, there's something charming about it. It's unique in a way that works for me. It's not too far in the, I'm not like all the other shelves lane. It's just like the right amount of uniqueness. I'd definitely be okay with having shelves like these in my house. Even though they're in that kind of wonky lane. I seriously feel like I make no sense at all. Because there's shelves like this that are similar to some of the other shelves that I didn't like, yet this works and those don't. I can't make it make sense. 4 out of 5 stars from me. Next. This is a shelf with a statue built into it. It's kind of a vibe. Like I'm kind of like, it's kind of cool. It's like a work of literal art. Literally, it's an art piece within a bookshelf. Like I kind of like it. Is it practical? Absolutely not. Heck to the no. But is it kind of cool? Yeah. Is it like having a museum in your home? Yeah. I feel like if this were in my bedroom and I got up to go pee in the night, I'd probably pee my pants in fear before making it to the bathroom. Because I'd see this statue and think someone was in my house stealing my books. As if that's the first thing a robber is breaking into my house for. Books. Yeah, sure. I admire this one for what it's trying to do, but I don't know. I like sort of love it, but I sort of don't. Like it's trying to slay, but it's not really happening today. I give it like a 3 out of 5 stars. Yeah, 3. Solid. One more. Holy dragon bookshelf? I didn't think anything would overtake the unicorn bookshelf, but this bookshelf showed up to the party and showed off. Wait, actually, now that I'm looking at it closer, I'm realizing that it's not really a shelf, is it? It's like there are little shelf bits, but not like bookshelf worthy, you know? Okay. You know what, dragon? I just had a wake-up call. The unicorn is superior because you can actually fit books on it. The dragon bookshelf spacing is questionable at best. The crown goes to the unicorn. Alright guys, that's it for today's video. That's it to me reacting to these bookshelves, these unique, interesting, weird, some beautiful bookshelves. I really enjoyed doing this, even though some of those bookshelves were stressful. Some of them do not need to exist. That sounds so mean, but I'm just being honest. You guys should let me know down below in the comments if you were forced to have one of these bookshelves, which one would you have? Let me know down below in the comments. I feel like if I was forced to have any of these, I would just go with like, either the unicorn or like the circular one. If you like this video, be sure to go and hit that like button. If you want to see more bookish content from me, be sure to go and hit subscribe or go and hit that bell icon and you'll be notified every time I post new videos. As always, thank you guys so much for watching. I hope your day is bright, that tomorrow is brighter. Keep reading what your heart desires, and I will see you soon with a new video. Bye, yo! But to each their own. Oh, thunder, thunder. Shush, I'm filming a video.